this is what we see of Nottingham. Now let's find out what we don't see.
Big breakfast. Thank you. And pancakes, hash browns.
That was so good. Now I'm ready for the day. There's a maze of over 500 sandstone caves underneath the streets of Nottingham, and they date back to the Dark Ages. Those caves are not natural. Here there are more man-made caves than anywhere else in Britain.
Audio guide to explain how to work them, and then you can go and explore at your leisure. So they're a bit like MP3 players or handsets, or whatever you want to call them.
Unfortunately, that was the last image we shot because video is not allowed inside. It's such a shame. But photos are allowed, and we took many. I'm going to explain to you everything that we saw. Let me just find a coffee shop right now because it started raining. Down there, you see how the caves were used for different purposes throughout the centuries. They have the only underground tannery in England, well preserved. And interesting thing, at some point, even the wealthy moved in because, better have the smell than the disease. The use of certain caves is not clear if it was for sewage or storing ice. Big difference there, huh? Other caves are certainly used for secret meetings, hiding, or some kind of illegal activity. In the 19th century, some caves became slums and people were living in awful conditions. And this went on until 1923, when the situation was considered illegal and most of them destroyed, except for those two. Those two that we saw are real. Many of those caves have connections to the buildings above, mainly pubs, as we saw yesterday. They were a great place for storage, they used to keep the beer at a good temperature. And the reason there are so many caves is because it is easy to dig here. It doesn't require a lot of effort. Now, one of the latest uses was as a war shelter during World War II. There were bombs thrown over England and people were ready to go there at any moment. When you buy tickets to the caves, you can actually buy a combo that includes the National Justice Museum. It's cheaper than buying them separate. £16 for both. Again, you cannot film anything here, which is so frustrating because it is so interesting. This is where the police station, the jail, and the courtroom were located. Everything in the same place during Victorian England. So you see what used to happen here. It's like a labyrinth down there. You just keep going down, down, down from the street level, and when you reach the dungeon, it's like the caves. Funny thing, when you get in here, they give you a prisoner number. Like here, like convict number. This belonged to a real person, so you need to find who you are and what was your punishment. So my punishment was something called Scold's Bridle. It was like a metal cage just for the head, and there was a metal piece that would go over your tongue, pushing your tongue down. It's basically to keep you from talking. Did you do that on purpose? These punishments were basically during the Middle Ages and even subsequent centuries, because back then people did not go to jail. They didn't have this concept of going to jail. They were the punishments in public square. The purpose was to humiliate you, and this is how it was. When they started taking people actually to jail, instead they'd send them all the way to Australia because it was cheaper than keeping them in jail right here. 160,000 people were sent to Australia as prisoners. Finished second coffee, so let's go. Bye, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, there was something else very interesting that I learned here. There was a place you'd go if you're waiting for trial, and you'd have to pay if you wanted to be well taken care of. Either you or your family, somebody had to pay. And if you didn't have money or if you wouldn't pay, even the jailer would start taking anything that you had, anything from you, even your hair. They could cut down and sell to help covering the cost of your stay here. Different times, huh? across the street, almost in front of the museum, you can see St. Mary's Church. It's a beautiful Gothic style medieval church. As soon as you get in, you get surprised to see the amount of people that seem to be buried there, you know, underneath the floors, inside the walls. But no, those are just memorials. Most of the people are buried here outside. In addition to caves and Robin Hood, and if you missed the Robin Hood part, go back to my previous vlog. So in addition to those two things, Nottingham was also very famous for lace. This was the center of the world's lace production. Right here, you see all these red brick buildings. This is where they'd store and sell the lace. Today they're used for different purposes, but this area is still called Lace Market. Now it's a protected heritage area. Really cool area.
Somebody hit that about a year ago. See that pillar?
Oh yes, yeah.
They've mended all that. And you can't really tell. I think it's not a bad job actually. But a lorry hit it.
Wow, I thought it was historical. I thought it was part of the, you know, the centuries.
Fantastic.
The Lace Market area adjoins Hockley Village, so here you can find even more bars and restaurants. Now we have an interesting job: find a good place to eat. People are sitting on swings there instead of chairs. How cool! I love this system. Food is right here and you just pick what you want. The different colors indicate the different prices. So this is where everyone is, because the city seemed quiet until now.
No.
Yeah. As the weather's not helping today, it starts raining and stops the whole time. So I'm gonna do something that I skipped yesterday. I'm going to check out the mall that is in the city council buildings right here called The Exchange. Remember the exclusive mall? Okay, just a quick look. Everything really nice, but really expensive. So how about Primark right in front? $3.50 for the stop. 20 pounds this. Thank you. Let's go. I just bought one.
This isn't this one.
I know.
Okay, just making sure you know.
The lace. I know it's not Lace Market. Okay. The Lace Market. Today was our last day in Nottingham, and what a charming city. It amazed me that everywhere we've been in England is so unique. Birmingham, Stratford-upon-Avon, Warwick, Manchester. Go see these vlogs for yourself. Tomorrow we're going to London, so come with us to see the largest city in Western Europe.